Hey guys, and today we're going to be taking a look at one of Zenith's offerings from their El Primero line. We're also going to cover a little bit of the company's history before we get into looking at the watch. That's coming up right after this. Hey guys, and welcome to the Amateur Watch Collector channel with me, CG. First, a little bit of background information about Zenith. I know some of you are pretty well familiar with Zenith, but it has been around since 1865, and it's arguably been a leader in developing and producing precise, reliable, complex timepieces, and it has over 300 patents since its inception in 1865. The El Primero caliber offspring found in this particular piece will undoubtedly remain one of the most legendary movements in the history of horology. This movement was presented originally in 1969 and was the first automatic integrated chronograph ever, with 1/10 of a second precision and an incredible 36,000 vibrations per hour. It's still one of the world's most precise series of Swiss-made calibers. The creation of one of these timepieces in the El Primero collection takes an average of 9 months, with a series of 2,500 operations performed by 300 pairs of expert hands, and uses 18 different metals to create one of these pieces. The Prime Minister of India from 1966 to 1977 actually gave a Zenith pocket watch to Mahatma Gandhi, which was one of the rare things that he carried around with him during his daily life, and he did use the alarm function to help remind him of prayer times. Now, as you can see here, it has the beautiful outer box, and then you've got the inner box that comes with the instruction book that has everything with it in about every language that you can possibly think of. And there it is. It is absolutely gorgeous. The presentation box is, it's stunning. I really love it. You have the plate in here for Zenith manufacturing. Now let's take a look at this beauty. This is the Zenith El Primero Defy Classic. The reference number is 03.0526.4000. Now, I would like to go ahead and say, for those of you that are wondering, this is not my watch. It's not a new acquisition that I picked up. This actually belongs to a really good friend of mine at work, and he was kind enough to lend it to me. Let's go through some of these specs. This particular model that we're looking at here is around a circa 2000s. The case size on this thing is massive. It is not small. It's 46.5 millimeters. The case thickness is not small either. It's 17 millimeters. Stainless steel case, sapphire crystal as you would expect, and sapphire crystal on the back. It is water resistant to 300 meters. So you can obviously see that it is in fact a chronograph, has a date, and it has 3 subdials. You have your minute counter for the chronograph. You have your running seconds hand at the 9 o'clock subdial position. And you also have a unidirectional rotating bezel. This is a 360 click bezel. No, I'm just kidding. Just making sure you guys are listening. This is a 120 click bezel, as you would expect. And the action is beautiful. There is no play at all in the bezel. Now, what's really cool about this is the crown is a screw down crown. So are the chronograph pushers. Now, this can get a little bit aggravating. If you want to use the chronograph function a lot, then you could probably go ahead and just leave them unscrewed, kind of like they are now. But let's take a look at the chronograph. We'll let it run there for a little bit. Beautiful, beautiful smooth motion. You've got the nicely signed crown with the Zenith star. It has very few polished surfaces on here. It's very nicely brushed, all stainless steel. This watch is heavy. If you don't like heavy watches, this is not going to be something that you want to go for. It's got a significant amount of weight to it. What I do love about the bracelet is you do have the brushed sides, and then the inner links on the bracelet have these gnarled type design on it, which is very nicely done. You would expect nothing less from Zenith. And then you have your clasp, secures very well, very nicely. You'll see the pushers on the chronograph also have a very similar pattern to the one that they've used in the center links of the bracelet and the dial, which again is the kind of attention to detail that brings the individual pieces that make up a watch. It's what brings the design of it together, makes it coherent, makes it flow. The movement is the automatic Zenith El Primero 4000 SC, 31 jewels. I mean, this is beautiful. On the back you have the engraving, there's your model number, nicely signed rotor. You have little ball bearings in there that give it a smooth rotor movement. I mean, these are all just things that ensure the long-term accuracy and longevity of the movement. Very, very nice. You see the movement sign there with 4000 SC, 31 jewels. Well, let's reset this chronograph. You get a very nice sure click when you engage the chronograph. Flyback is beautiful. Now, while this thing is very hefty and most of the weight is in fact in the case of the El Primero, some of that weight is coming from the bracelet. And I think we can all agree that a piece like this would look beautiful on a vintage bomber jacket style brown leather band. It would look exquisite. Now, I hope you enjoyed a look at that offering from the El Primero line. If you did, don't forget to go ahead and give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if this is your first time here. Also, join our channel family on Instagram. This way you get heads up on episodes that are coming out, some sneak peeks, and we get the opportunity to interact more and get to know each other better. Alright guys, that's it for this episode. CG out.